Right, so can you guys see what's on screen right now? Okay, maybe I'm gonna wait for a couple people to get in. See if maybe people are gonna also request music to listen to while I do the ROM hacking. But first things first, I think I'm gonna wait for a couple people to get in. Just get a few things set up that I don't have set up yet, and then just get into it. As per Debug's request, I'm gonna be doing some Super Mario hacking actually live on stream. Just doing some looking around. So I think I'm gonna go back onto, well, I've already finished off this level, play tested it, and I feel pretty satisfied with it. But I think I'd rather just go on to work on the next level I've started, that being here. Or I could just playtest what I do have right now. No, I want to click this one. And yes, I think I do have a setup that's going to work for live streaming for SMW hacking. I think I got something that can actually work. It's probably going to be a little tougher to expand it to just include me inserting graphics, music, so on and so forth, but that would be further down the road. I don't know if I'd show that off on a stream just yet. Or just do it on my own time. So this is the one I want to play test. Oh, nice. I was about to ask, why am I so slow? Like, why am I not running? And then I remembered this is Super Mario World, not Secret Mario Chronicles. Okay, I didn't know that was, like, a patch you installed. I didn't know that was in here. Yeah, this is running speed. I mean, I was just getting so used to playing Secret Mario Chronicles that this feels kind of silly. Even though this is actual normal running speed, I'm not used to this right now. Like, enough playing Secret Mario Chronicles just kind of confusing me. And now I feel like this is just really sluggish. Because of just how fast-paced and slippery SMC is. This is a level I'm working on, actually. Surprised I made it to the midpoint. And even then, we're probably going to have to work on picking another music track for this underground jungle level here. I just feel like I'm moving so slowly. Even though this is like normal speed. It's just I've been playing too much Secret Mario Chronicles and not enough Super Mario hacks or Super Mario World, period. So it just feels such a difference, even though this would be like just ordinary physics. Like if I open up another random ROM hack, say my own, even. Because I know I didn't do anything funky with the controls here, and I'm only too sure that Debug didn't do anything weird with the controllers either. It's just me having played too much Secret Mario Chronicles is all. Like, it's still probably gonna feel weird playing this, even though I know, like, I didn't fuck with, like, the game physics or anything. Yeah, I thought so too, because, yeah, many of the bosses are just real pains in the asses without, like, good sub-weapons. Like, you really need those good sub-weapons. Let me guess. You threw like triple shot crosses at him? Yeah, like I personally felt like that was always the best way to fight him. I will soon. Just can't help but try and explain how, like, I feel like the physics are so weird, even though this is just normal Super Mario World. Because I was just playing so much Secret Mario Chronicles as of late, that's just much faster. So I'll switch back. I'll switch gears. So that's gonna be your final boss? Did you actually have someone code the boss for you, or did you code it yourself, or is it maybe based off the new boss sprite or something? Wait, why does this look kind of weird? Like, why does it look like you can see, like, two ZSNES windows? What's going on here? Okay, so I guess I don't really need to have that. Yeah, it looked like you could see two ZSNES windows. Like, what is this? I want to just fix that. Yeah, that just looked weird to me, so let me just fix that real quick. Yeah, I know what's going on. It's because with Lunar Magic, I have window capture. I put this up on the screen. Window capture registers this, because it's in the same area that Lunar Magic's in. So yeah, hence why you actually saw like two ZMZs open. Yeah, it just didn't look very savory. I want to know what was going on there. Do Red Blue Castle, do Debug's level. I'll replay it, I guess. Hopefully I can get it first try and not embarrass myself on stream. Yeah, I played this before playing all that Secret Mario Chronicles, so I certainly had an easier time with it. Like, just before. Now the physics feel just so slow, even though this is like normal. Because if you see how fast SMC is, like you'll just understand. And speaking of SMC, I got another personal best. I got a 25:31 run in which I died twice. One death on DJ Kirby 1 and another on Weird Nose 6. And I still want to see if I can improve that further. And then maybe play less of Secret Mario Chronicles so that next thing you know, I go back to play Super Mario World and then everything just doesn't feel like super slow in comparison. I think I'm getting used to it again, though. Maybe after, like, enough playtime, I'm probably gonna get used to this again. And then SMC is gonna feel really fast. Probably leave that alone for a while, that is. What am I doing? I should just jump up here before it's too late. Don't ask me, I definitely have. It's just, I played it back in, like, early 2018, I think? Late 2017? Okay, I managed to beat it first try. I did speedruns of Holy Relics, of course. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting game, and, like, consequently an interesting speed game as well. Yeah, on version 0.99, which was, like, the initial release, I got a 1209 on it. Or 1210. How optimized is it? It's still not 100% optimized, but I was just happy enough with my 1210 run that I didn't really want to continue pushing it. Yeah, because 1210 was a pretty freaking good time, all things considered. And now I need to figure out what I want to go and do here. Maybe I'll just playtest this again and maybe get some ideas. I could maybe. But I have to pretty much relearn everything, which thankfully it's a short game, so relearning everything shouldn't be that bad. I mean, it's short. And I'm probably gonna pick like less cheerful music eventually to put in. It's just, I'm not gonna go looking on stream, it'll probably take too long to go find something I like. I'll probably look on my own time. I could maybe consider replacing that Muncher ceiling with something easier. Yeah, this looks like a pretty elaborate death trap here if you let him just start kicking balls at you. So that could be interesting to maybe elaborate on, and I'll put some coins to let the player know where to jump to be safer. Because the ball would ideally bounce over their heads if they just jumped and hid down here. Noise SMB3 Mario Sprite. This is a collab hack, the debug physicist who was here just earlier. And there's another guy named Jaden who's also working on it. And I'm also part of it as well. And debug, I'm pretty sure, was the one who inserted the sprite. Like, I didn't bother with this. But yeah, it did end up looking pretty good in the end. It turned out well. So maybe I would be better off doing something like this. Make this a bit easier to negotiate. I didn't make this decision at all. Like, next thing you know, I was just minding my own business, and then next thing you know, debug decided to insert that. I didn't really have any objections, though, because it still looks good. I'm probably more inclined to sprinkle bushes, though. Probably less so vines. Even though you could climb on those, unless I actually make something that's based on the climbing, which I'm probably not going to do for this level, I'd probably rather not sprinkle vines. But bushes, definitely. Well, just more or less anything to make it really feel like a jungle. Like, to get that feel in. So I can always do this. Yeah, I could do all this for starters. I think I'll just do this instead. And then that. Are there going to be custom enemies? I kind of doubt it. I didn't ask Debug about this, but I'm assuming there won't be. Though we're still trying to figure things out for this collab, but I'm just gonna like take a random guess that there won't be. So essentially, vines that you can't climb on. Yeah, it could be a little misleading in the sense that if someone tries to climb on, then they can't. But if I put it above a non-instant, if I put it somewhere where it's not above an instant death pit, then it won't actually be the end of the world. So let me actually try and figure something out here. I changed my mind. I'm going to try and find something out here. Yeah, like these days I seem to get a lot of people in my chat that just don't have good ideas for level design or like ROM hacking. That too, perhaps. Ugh, that looks silly. To make that look a little less cut off, I could do that, perhaps. It just feels kind of quiet. Usually I have some audio playing during the stream here. I don't. Play some music. Yeah, but I was gonna ask you maybe if you want to request any, perhaps. Okay, maybe this doesn't look too bad. This doesn't... I don't think people will get the impression to just try and climb on these vines. I'll probably keep them nice and short so people won't get the impression to try climbing on them. But just to have them for the sake of enforcing the idea that this is going to be a jungle world. For example, there we go. Oh, I just clicked on the Siva Gunner remix. Yeah, he got his channel back, by the way, if you didn't hear. You know, that guy we had earlier on one of those Minecraft live streams with his Ascended quality rips? Well, this Silva Gunner guy is like his main inspiration. I guess after this is done. Yeah, just trying to see what my screen looks like in OBS. And also putting them away from the ground itself, so it wouldn't even be easy to jump onto them anyway. Yeah, you guys can see the map 16 window, right? The tree gore foreground from Force of Illusion. I'm probably going to maybe consider doing that if I build another level in World 3, which is going to be our jungle world. I was considering actually doing that, actually, earlier. But I decided I want to have ground that's like 2 colors. Like gray dirt and then the green grass. I kind of want to have this anyway, so I just went with this. Which pretty much sounds like it's about to end anyway. And then I'd have to pick a sub-level, perhaps, to... Have to pick a sub-level. Because I'm gonna use up a sub-level to have to go and choose one. And there's plenty I can use. Just need to pick one. Okay, I can probably guarantee that no one's used this sub-level yet, so this is the one I'll use. So, it was this. And then we'll go back to this screen. Set this in. And it'll build the second half of our level in here. And then Mona's also working on it. Though I haven't really heard news about him building a level yet. He's probably doing other work on it. Like he could be writing music tracks because he knows how to do that. Oh, you're talking about Ridley's theme? been a while since I've done this. Never done it on stream. Made a couple of videos way back when where I'd show time lapses of bits and pieces. But never on a live stream, and who knows if we can maybe do more of these in the future. So this is going to just lead into the second half of the level. Yeah, it's just, I don't do it as often as I used to, so that's why you don't hear much about it from me. Because I'm simply doing less of it. And I'd say your best work is Colossus. Yeah, about that. I still feel like I probably really jumped the gun on some of the late game levels. And for the final castle, yeah, I would definitely agree to it being multi-person. Each of us do part of the castle. Or we just have like multiple rooms, much like, say, Bowser's Castle, for example. Okay, thank God I got it. Bowser's Castle has doors numbered 1 through 4, then 5 through 8, for example. I'm just going to follow this through. Show you the next set of doors. This is what Bowser's Castle looks like in the vanilla Super Mario World. So we could just take this idea, and each person just does their own room. But maybe instead of having like 4 options, maybe like 3 or possibly 2. Or we don't necessarily need to do that, but it's still an idea. Sounds a little cliche, but it's still like an idea I could go with. I mean, Super Mario didn't do that. I would personally prefer not to, but even then, if we do it anyway, then okay. Bits and Pieces is now a collab. No, that's actually been finished a while ago. This is another entirely different ROM hack. Bits and Pieces was done like a while ago. In fact, it was done even further like before. In fact, it was practically done like 2016. I just never got around to actually releasing it till 2018 officially. Maybe it was like, no, maybe like it was done 2017 or late 2016, whichever. But I never got around to officially releasing it until like about a year and a half later. But regardless, it's done. Like, it's on Super Mario Central. You can find it there. Like, I finally got it accepted to the site. So yeah, you can just simply play it from there, no problem. The isometric, yeah, it's definitely confusing indeed. Yeah, I still like recall actually beating that on one of my live streams. Probably didn't make it look easy though. It probably must have taken me at least a good couple tries though. Yeah, like I would definitely have to say that would have to have been one of my harder levels, like in the entire hack. And it's pretty much like Special Zone, like very well hidden for a reason. In fact, yeah, we were talking about making the overworld. I'm really tempted to just do like the design on it, but I want to see if maybe other people could just maybe sketch out some ideas for what they want to have on the overworld and see if I can maybe just make it a collaborative effort rather than having me just like spearhead the entire thing. Just do what you want for the overworld, and it'll probably work, but I want to maybe just get ideas regardless, but if he wants me to do the overworld myself, I can just do that. It says you need to verify your account. I guess you need to verify your account then. That's too high up. Well, that was quick. Why would someone hack your account though is like beyond me. Like, you're not even some sort of really famous person. What did you click on? Oh, you want me to do layer 2 for the second part? That would be cool. I'd be tempted to, maybe, but I think I'd rather just play around with some different sprites and more munchers, and then make that my second half. Because in terms of background, it'd be very restricted with what I could do unless I was able to actually use EXGFX for layer 3, which, still, like, I don't know what your stance is on that. Like, I could just copy over some Super Mario World backgrounds to layer 3 so I can use them there. But again, I did propose that we would use the XGFX, but not to like completely transform like the graphics, just to maybe make minor tweaks here and there. It's like original Super Mario graphics. It's like say we can recolor stuff, rotate stuff 90 degrees, but not go too much further than that. And also copy like layer 1 and 2 graphics over to layer 3. So we could have layer 3 backgrounds that aren't just like possibly a blank color. So something similar to the vanilla level design contest rules for EXGFX that they've had in the past. So a bit of Super Mario hacking, but also another personal best on Secret Mario Chronicles. I got a 25-31, and the run had 2 deaths in it. So sub 25 could actually happen with ease if I just keep on going at it, but I was asked to do ROM hacking on stream though, so I decided to just go with it. But I still really like to just get that over with. I'll see what I can do with these sprites. I'll get the Rexes in here. Time lifts. I'm probably going to use these platforms mainly with the combination of munchers and see what kind of level I can give you with that. I wonder how intimidated people would be by just seeing all the munchers though. So I might want to be careful with this to not freak them out too much, considering this is just going to be World 3. So yeah, this should be interesting to see what we can do with it, but even then, like, I don't know. Like, this might not have actually been one of my best ideas. At least for something this early on. No custom sprites. We can still make like really good levels with vanilla sprites. Like, if you know how to use them, you can still make really good stuff. So I'm also going to put a ledge for the player to jump on here. I can maybe use these perhaps to deter people from spin jumping. Kind of like there was a world there. I mean, no, I'm stumbling on my words again. I was just about to bring up Lemmy's Castle, which is right here. It has the spinning blocks in World 3. I was thinking maybe going along with this idea, but maybe to a lesser scale. Not putting it over lava, but putting it over munchers instead. Or maybe the instant death pits, like further in the level. Kind of convenient how since I'm hacking Super Mario World and a bunch of the original levels are still here, I can compare them to and actually show you the level just to make it easier for you to understand like what I'm actually saying. Like I'm comparing what I want to do to Lemmy's Castle and I can actually show you Lemmy's Castle right now just by opening up the level. So I could just considerably go along with this and maybe also somewhere along the way do a Magic Koopa themed level for a castle further down the road with these spin blocks. Because there's definitely like some good possibilities. Unless you count the Yoshis, which are pretty much everywhere in Dinosaur Land. Make Hammer Brother Demo 4. I don't think I will. Demo 4. No, I didn't make those Hammer Brother hacks. Are you fine with this being a non-Yoshi hack? Absolutely. I always found Yoshi to be a little overpowered anyway. Because fuck Yoshi. I just was about to say I found Yoshi to be a little overpowered. Probably nothing along the lines of that, though. Now I'm just trying to think how else I want to build this. I think I'll put a clapping chuck on this one block here. I'm probably going to save these for maybe later in the level, if I decide to use them. Likely will, though, but... Windows again? On this stage, too? I doubt it. Yeah, what if I put this here? What if I decide to set this up? Like, would this be a good idea or not? I don't know. It could work. So it could work perhaps. Could give you the option to either ride this thing, perhaps to just bypass these, or just slide underneath. Yeah, I could give you like both options perhaps. This jump shouldn't be too painful to make, at least I hope not. Like, if you can't make that, then, like, I think you kind of suck. Maybe you can consider putting a mushroom or flower, just any sort of power up here real soon. If I put it... This is going to be kind of muncher spam too. It's just going to look a lot better, and it's going to be a lot better, period. So if I do this, and this... No, I think I'll leave it like so. So you can just slide under 2 blocks fairly easily with a running speed. Or you could just decide to hop over using this. I'll leave it up to the players to what they want to do. And then kind of just walk off the side here to avoid even jumping into these. Or just do a really small jump to this point or this point. Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm somewhat being inspired by an Axum Jinx level. I think this was Tunnel Trouble in World 6, but this is just going to be like on a much lesser scale. Yeah, like if I pretty much... I might be tempted to just show you that level. Like, I might be tempted to show that off, just so you know what I'm talking about, but you're just going to have to give me a bit of time to go and find the ROM hack on my computer. Actually, no, I'm just going to go and pull it up now. Just give me a bit of time to find this. I might have to use the SNES if I have the older version. Might have an old version. Or that too. Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, maybe the music could break on ZMZ because this is an older hack. And if it does, well, it breaks. Yeah, if the music breaks, it breaks. Nothing else to say about that. And if it breaks, oh well. I'll probably just get back on topic. I'll see how well I can play this. I don't know, though. We'll just see. Kind of like Kaizo Mario World. Well, the feather was in reach, it's just once you picked it up, you had no way of getting out of that little setup. So you can never actually use that feather. So yeah, kind of like this, but to a lesser extent. Like a much lesser extent. Like, I might not get very far. Like, I might not get very far like this. But I want to give it a couple more tries. So yeah, as you just saw, but... Where have you heard this song before? This was an Axum Jinx composition. Pretty much everything in this ROM hack Axum Jinx wrote himself. Talking about music tracks here. Oh, I wasn't even looking. I wasn't even looking in front of me. I'd definitely have to just de-rust before taking these levels on, most likely. Doesn't help that there's like these 2 Koopas jumping at different altitudes on the same X-coordinate. Kinda tough to jump through these quickly. So that's definitely my best move against them. I'd rather not, though. I'd usually rather not save state, period, if I don't have to. Or I could do that. Just come up with something that'll actually work. Save state, or just find a technique that actually does work against what I'm trying to do here. And now that I know this guy's gonna be here. And maybe they'll put, like, another. Yeah, they'll put another. Not sure how much progress I've made through the level right now. Probably a good amount. Like, I might hit a midpoint eventually if I can keep on playing like this. Well, I hit another mushroom, so if I just stay calm and focused, then I could hit a midpoint. On, like, my third try, too. After feeling kind of funny after having played all this Secret Mario Chronicles. And I could just get to the midpoint, like, third try, practically. Yeah, that's just Axe and Jinx for you. All kinds of neat levels. But all kinds of really challenging levels, too. But neat regardless. No, I didn't create this. Axe and Jinx did. Yeah, this is just, like, the level inspiring me right now. But I'm gonna downscale it for sure. Hence those Carrot Top lists you just saw. That's kind of what I'm gonna go for with my own level. It's just gonna make it easier. Like, significantly easier for, like, the World 3. I guess I can pick this up. I've already taken the hit. Can't do that. That's what's good about it. It's fair and challenging. Like, you can make hacks that are fair but also also like challenging but also fair, I was about to say. And these days there's just a lot of people that like to make like hacks that aren't fair at all, just challenging for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, it's nothing like all those troll games. No, I can go down here and somehow miss the fuzzy. Yeah, I did hit a midpoint, thankfully. If I don't get this within the next 2 tries, then I'll just get back on task. Axum Jinx, not Axum James. J-I-N-X. Ugh. Yikes. Yeah, I can do that. Oh, if I would have hit jump like a couple frames sooner, then that would have changed everything. Jinx, thanks, lol. Axum James. Never would have thought that I'd hear that. Never would have imagined saying Axum James. Never in a million years. There was no way I was gonna just do that with my intended strategy. I clearly had to do something else to get around that. Can I maybe spin jump on this guy? I'll just do that. Oh wow, that's neat. Yeah, like, I could totally see myself kind of having forgotten just how many interesting setups Axum Jinx came up with in this hack, and yes, aside from the custom music, and this is pretty much like your vanilla hack, so, like I said, even with like original Super Mario sprites, if you know what you're doing, you can make something great. Like, you don't need to insert custom sprites to make a good hack. Of course, you have to know what you're doing no matter what. Whether or not you insert custom stuff, you should just know what you're doing, or it's just not going to be like all that good. I think we beat it. I remember this being like the last screen anyway. Wow. I think I started with 5 lives, ended at 1, but I beat it. Wow, got it. Okay, we just did that. At the beginning of the stream, I was starting to say, okay, I don't know if I'll be able to play stuff like this because everything just feels so sluggish after all that Secret Mario Chronicles. And then I just randomly beat this level. So, show off the levels after this. You said pink rocks. I think I'll show off all the levels, actually. In case you want to recap as to how we've been doing with this collab hack, I'll show off all of them. So Debug has finished off Purple House. I moved some of the sub-levels over, but like no one's really going to notice that. I'm still going to have some sub-levels to move over for this level. Of course, I'll let everyone know like where I moved them to. I'll just play all the levels. Aside from 3-1, which isn't even done yet. One I'm still working on. Are there... Yeah? Yes? Yeah, you're probably gonna get a... If I play Dusty Platforming, you're just gonna see a rough draft of it. Like, it's gonna get redone, actually. We're probably gonna get a fair amount of levels. Debug's shooting for 7 worlds, which is pretty ambitious, I'll say, for a collab hack. He originally said 8, thinking maybe we could do 7. Like, if I have to just make sure the project gets done, like, I might be, like, the reason it ends up getting completed in the end, but even then, I don't know for sure. Like, turns out there maybe could be somebody who wants to see this finished even more than me, and I just don't know it yet. This is the best... I'm also running the best operating system, by the way, because it's Windows. Yeah, tell me about it. Difficulty spikes as early as World 2, or maybe even World 1. Depends on what your opinion with that spiny boss is. Nah, I've had enough of that. That's why I said I had enough of doing that. It's getting boring. And that's probably not even like the hardest boss in the game either. Probably far from it. Getting a bit of lag spikes here. Yeah, it's definitely feeling some lag spike. still beat the level regardless, no problem. Yeah, Pyramid Trouble is not even finished yet. Maybe I'll leave it for later. Actually, no, I'm just gonna go and show off what's there now. Though I'm still hoping that the background color gets darker eventually. Because from far away, it's kind of hard to see exactly where the ground tiles are, because background, foreground use the same tiles. They're very similarly colored as well. And even then, things are still probably going to change in here. The idea of it being a little maze is going to stay here, but like the design, a few design elements are definitely going to get swapped out. Debug told me this as I was playtesting the level. That he was going to change a few things. This in particular, he was going to change this. It's still doable, but it just doesn't look very doable. Especially for World 2. And notice how that leads to practically nothing, except for a couple coins, which... 4 coins, why would you even go out of your way for this? So yeah, getting rid of the saw blade is going to make it at least a lot more reasonable. I'm going down like literally all the dead ends here. Not like it really matters because I'm just playing this casually, so it doesn't matter at all. Why would you go out of your way for this? Only if you're playing Panic in the Mushroom Kingdom or its sequel is that the case. Oh yeah, these Sparkies need to be moved, otherwise they're just gonna float in place like that, which they're not supposed to do. Like, they need to be moved off the ceiling because they look below them for a tile to stick to and not above them. So they find no tile below them and just do that. Yeah, that's what I said. They're checking for a tile below them and not above, and as such they're finding nothing, so they just do that. I tried to go in that door again, even though you can't. You're supposed to jump down and then go in that door. This isn't even started yet, really. Like, there's a first half, and not a second half yet, the Pyramid Trouble. There's Super Mario Physicist's exposition level. This is gonna be like the first level you'll play in the hack. And one of those nearly just hit me in the head. Oh, so that's where it's from. Super Mario Galaxy 2. I had no idea. Oh, Debug and Pink Rocks. Where's this music from exactly, anyway? I don't think we're talking about this one, maybe the one before. Don't know, just found it. That's not exactly helpful. How many people are in this collab? If I'm not mistaken, 5 so far. Something astronomy. That narrows it down a bit, I guess. Maybe if I just search for astronomy on Super Mario Central Music, I'll probably find it. I don't know if I want to show off this one because it's going to get redone. But I'll do it anyway for archival purposes. This one's going to get redone. But just to archive it. Just as a little piece of history we'll have here. The music is even better in Holy Relics than Chorus. You didn't think that was possible, did you? This is gonna get replaced. What you were intended to do is just drop a primed blue block on this 1F0 tile. But I figured I could just do this instead just as easily. Or even possibly shell jump up here if I'm feeling good enough to go in for that. Then do something similar with the key you gotta walk across. Okay, I'll actually do this as intended with the block. Though again, here, you can just use a Koopa shell to get yourself... Oh, you gotta throw it faster. I think he's just gonna, like, replace this entirely with something different, like, different obstacle. Something simpler for World 2, I suggested, than, like, this. And this is actually kind of tough to do. And that too if you decide to actually keep this. I don't know how this was intended to be done actually with like the intended solution. If I can't get it, I probably just will. Just cheese it, he says. Yeah, like this is just proof that we need to just switch this out. I will. I can't seem to actually do it the legit way anyway, so I will. I mean, I can probably use a shell to do it. If I even need a springboard for anything, that is, which I do, so... Shell jump? I'll shell jump this. Favorite theme from Relics? The river was pretty nice. And also the theme in the Dennis Woods as well. So that's just gonna get redone. I've played Red Blue Castle already. Debug made that as well. I built this level, but I've not assigned it a name yet. Yeah, shell jumping's not that hard, just double shell jumping, that's another story. Unless maybe you do that enough, then I'll change my mind. Again. I guess. I'm not gonna get that much done on my level at this rate if I'm just gonna play all the other ones. And then maybe spend about like 20-30 minutes on my level just building it, and that'll be it, most likely. Keep 1-3 as the name. I think someone did actually upload the music for all of Optimon's works. Yeah, I think there's a... I'm trying to think what it was called. No. VG Museum, I think it was called. I think there was a section for Castlevania fan games, and Optimon's Hacks was like a subsection of that. I think it was called VG Museum. I'll have to double check. But I remembered seeing something like that. That's where I also found all the music from Castlevania Quest and Castlevania Quest Horror, those two Mitch-Mead fan games. Sadly, there was nothing for Dracula's Shadow, though. I would have loved to have the music for that. Like, easily downloadable, but alas. Actually, let me see real quick. Let me see if I can actually find you the site. Yeah, VG Museum. It should still be up. And there's a section for Optimon's ROM hacks as well, right here, actually. Yeah, like, the link didn't go anywhere. Yeah, like, the link didn't go anywhere. Yes, someone had done so. It was just kind of short. I mean, I was intending it to be not too long for being, like, an early game level. Yeah, early game levels shouldn't be long anyway. My World 3 level is going to probably be a little bit longer. Could maybe be on the shorter side to compensate for, like, the Munchers being, like, as many as there are, but still. Not sure how much longer it'll be, though. Make all the levels long. Even the early World 1 levels. Yeah, if someone made a hack about that. If someone made a hack where the gimmick was that every level is just super long. I wonder how well that would actually work. Both in terms of playability and, like, feasibility of building it. Like, if every level had to be, like, a certain amount of minutes long. Oh, right. You really want to see your level again, don't you? For the newcomer, S. Will do. Be the first to do it? I don't know, it would be called something like, what, Super Marathon World? Then I'd just really be the trendsetter for making overly long levels. Yeah, imagine a hack where every level is at least 10 minutes long. Like, that would just be nuts to try and do that. But yeah, actually making the levels good and not just making them long for the sake of being long. That's the thing. Like, if you're just making the levels long for the sake of making them long, then they're gonna suck and get really repetitive, most likely. Because you'll be hard-pressed to finish a bunch of good ones. Like, if they're gonna be that big. Like, you'll be hard-pressed to just constantly be inspired to actually make them interesting. I've never heard of that one, surprisingly. Mario Revolution, no. Three worlds and then the guy disappeared. Did I play? Yes, I did. Already. I pretty much covered every level there is so far that's finished. Even the, like, some of the unfinished ones. Everything we have so far, that is. Which isn't too much. I mean, we didn't start this too long ago. I mean, we only pretty recently started. Why am I playing this again? Because he insists it's the best level in the game. We barely started, and you got me on your team, so... Best level in the game. I don't know about that. We'll have to see. You got a guy who's been here pretty much hacking since 2008. So we'll see. Granted, I wasn't doing anything good in 2008 at all, but still. Like, I was learning then. Probably making absolute shit back in 2008, but I was learning. Okay. So this guy, I want him to walk left. And not right. Like I said, you can... Or maybe not slide under here. Like, you'd have to get a good running boost to slide under there. Okay. I can remove a muncher, actually. I'll remove a muncher for this to work. Sliding under two munchers is not going to happen unless you have a running boost, but... You're not going to have room to get a running boost in here. So... Now that I know, I need to just do this to make that, like, feasible. Remove, like, 95% of the munchers, then... Even then, most of the munchers aren't that intimidating. Like, a bunch of them are kind of just there for show unless you really find a way to jump too high from this ledge. And I'll put the music in later, actually. Not gonna put it in now. I'd rather just get, like, more of the level done. Because that's what's gonna be more important than the music choice. Like, how fun's the level gonna be? Yeah, picking the right music's also gonna help, but I'd rather just get, like, a good level going. pick Toho music is always good. I remember like back in the day, like that was just way more rampant than it is these days on Super Mario Central. Like you hear Toho music pretty much everywhere. Did I write? No, I don't. I don't write music. Which is these like the most official version? I'll just click this one. That's like 10 minutes. Yeah, like it took it took like people a really long time to actually make this for Super Mario World, so you can insert it into a Super Mario hack. It took a really long time before I could find this for an SMW hack format. Yeah, one song, like one of the few Toho songs I actually seriously vouched for using, because I really do find this one good, particularly. That being specifically Voyage 1969. I could do this, perhaps. Oh, cool. I'm still just trying to get some more level built right now. And I feel like some ideas are actually coming to me. Like, I kind of just often go with whatever comes to my mind in a particular moment. Like, sometimes there's just no real rhyme or reason as to why I just build things the way I do. Like, I see something cool, oh, okay, let's build that. If I think it's gonna look cool, okay, let's just build it. See what happens. Am I gonna make the ceiling less flat? I probably should. But even then, that's probably gonna be safe for later, since it's just gonna be a ceiling that the player's not gonna interact with too much, most likely. I think we're alright. I think I'll just toss this out. That's a flying up and down Koopa. He's gonna start by moving up, right? I'll probably do that. Yeah, ceiling is kind of flat, I'll admit. Same is probably true for the first half, which still, like, I'm probably going to be playtesting that a bit as well, see if I can maybe improve on that. This might be better, actually, if I did this. I think that's a better move. It's just a good song in general, really, Voyage 1969. I think part of the reason why I'm saying this also is because I haven't heard this Toho song too much in SMW hacks, unlike several others, so maybe that has something to do with it. I should probably put some more enemies around here. This looks a little empty, but I don't want to go overkill because there's munchers already here. I don't know. We're not going to see all the screens on this live stream. But I want to have something concrete here that... Like, I want to have something here that I can just look back at later and essentially come back knowing what I'm doing. I think that's fine and dandy. Yeah, with plenty of munches, I shouldn't go overkill on the enemies too for World 3. So it's gonna be that kind of level. I'm gonna go a bit, maybe up to about here, and then I finish the level. So I think we're about halfway already to finishing the level on this screen. So I think that's about half the second screen you have here to look at. Yeah, it is. Wait, moves to the lower left. Let me see. Okay, that's in the right position. Okay, so I placed that correctly. So I'm probably going to use more of these right now. I put them at the start, then like not much else, so I'm probably going to place some more of these down right now. Just copy paste the level over again. I'm not going to do what Anikidi did. So like, it'll move down to about here, the platform. You'll jump on it. Then I think I'll place another of these for you to jump on, which will do the same thing. You just jump across. Or maybe I can move it, like, no, I'll leave it here. And then I'll have to figure out what else I want to place. If I should maybe put Koopas up here or not. I'll put probably one here. And I think I'll actually just leave this alone for now. Because I'm pretty satisfied with the progress I made. Yeah. Progress indeed. And I kind of got to explain a bit of my level design philosophy, but really not that much of it. I got a bit of explaining in this, but not much. Like, I showed you one of my inspirations, like, the inspiration for this level, actually. Okay, I think I'll actually just decorate the ceiling before I go. Wait, seriously? 13 levels? 13 levels? Are you kidding? Really? That's way more than like the normal ROM hack, actually. How are we gonna cram 13 levels into like submaps even? Like, are you so sure you're actually gonna go through with the whole 13 levels thing? Because I don't know how we would actually go and do that. Like, that's crazy talk. Yeah, true, but still, that's going to be just a lot to manage, the 13 levels. There's just going to be a lot of work for us. Yeah, and look at how long that took to complete building. Because there were so many levels. Like, I'd do like 8 levels maximum per world. 7 would be fine. Even 6. Maybe 9 is a very maximum. Like, no more than 9, I'd say. Unless it was maybe the last world, we could try and cram 10, but... But they're definitely going to be better than Hammer Bro, the Double 3 levels, that's for sure. Oh, so that's what you're going for, I see. And a 6 level special world. But if we divided up the work, it wouldn't probably take that long. It's just trying to organize all this is probably like where the real challenge would be. And if we actually did that in a year and a half, then that would actually be pretty cool. So maybe we could pull that off. Though I'd say we actually start with like 6 or 7 levels per world, and then we can just kind of upscale from there if we feel like we can do more. And yes, I'll definitely use spreadsheets no matter what size, like, collab hack we build. Like, it would be pretty much tantamount to suicide to not just log everything as it's being done if we're gonna do, like, 13 times 7 levels. Okay, I guess. Yeah, if this does work, it'll be crazy, but now I'm just willing to bet that it won't.